Hi everybody! Thank you for joining me today. So with today's video, we're going to be working on another layout. And this layout I got from Pinterest. And it's this one right here. And of course it caught my eye because it's going to be soon fall. So we may be seeing this one again because I do like the leaves on it. So I, yeah, let's just say you'll probably be seeing this in September, October probably. But I wanted to go ahead and do another summer video or summer layout using this. So I took this 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and all I'm doing is measuring in either from the top or the bottom. I think I did it 2 inches, 2.5 inches, and then I'm drawing a line up to a point either up or down. So that way it's wide at the bottom on one and wide at the top on the other. And then we're going to attach it on top of our main sheet of paper, which is also 12 by 12. And I was trying to look for my long shears and I couldn't find them. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Tim Holtz, my original snips, and cut through it as best I can. If it's a little ragged, I can always distress the edges so that way it kind of hides my cutting by hand basically. And by doing this, it's going to create that kind of like it's a slant look for the paper. And all we had to do was cut 2 strips. I like how it works out. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my art glitter glue and some ATG tape and go ahead and get these taped up and attached. And remember, the wet glue helps us be able to, pull this apart, move it around if we need to. If you don't own Undo, I highly suggest that you get it, especially if you're using ATG or the double-sided tape. It will help pull it apart better. And it's always something, especially if you're doing a lot of scrapbooks and stuff like that, you'll probably want to have those on hand. So I knew I wanted to use this portion of the paper, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it this long way and then use half of it. So I decided to just cut it right in the middle. And that center there is going to be right at 6 inches. And then after I cut that, I'm going to, I believe, lay it kind of here, like right on the center, just to see if it's too long, if it's too short. I'm not sure if I wind up cutting it down further, but I think I wound up leaving it just as this size. And then these are the 2 photos that I'm going to be using, which are my 2 great nephews. And I knew I wanted to use some of the stuff that I have like on the squares or the cut aparts. I'm really liking this is my happy place because I love the swimming pool. I've always loved it ever since I was a kid, and it was definitely something that I think of as a happy place. Um, so I knew I wanted to use that, and I was thinking that was going to be my uh, basically like my title for my page, but I wind up using some of the thickers that came into the kit. Now all these papers that we're using here are from the July kit for scrapbookingwithme.com, and I've been able to so far, I want to say this is my 3rd layout using this paper, and I still have really pretty paper left over that we could still make some more, you know what I mean? So I like how the kits come together sometimes where we can do a cut like the individual sheets. It gives you a little bit to play with. I always try and find sheets that have where we can get 2, because if you're like me, sometimes you have problems cutting into stuff or you wish you had a second sheet, So now on the photos, I do use some of the fun foam with the adhesive back on it, and then I also decided to double mat. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just do the one single mat, but with these particular photos, I think they turned out looking a lot better having the white line and then having it framed on the black paper as well. And on the second photo here, I'm just using a little piece of the backing from the foam tape to spread or to make sure everything is, adhering smoothly. Because I did wind up doubling up on the foam on the second picture on certain spots because I wanted to make sure it was nice and even and not kind of lopsided. And then I'm just going through the sticker book that I got. I showed it maybe either last week or the week before, and this was my first time really getting to dive in and use some of it. So, and since this is a more of a boy themed layout, since that's who's in the photos, I was thinking I wanted to keep the embellishment simple but enough that it gives it a little bit of something. So I'm adding stars on some of the rub-on stickers. They had some buttons, so I've sprinkled those around. I found a ticket stub that I would put on the side there that says "You're a Star," which was super cute. And then at some point, I'm even going to do a rub on the bigger picture, and it says "Shine Bright," and it has like a bunch of stars around it. I think it's super cute. So I really liked how it started, turning out. And it was right in here where I was like, well, what do I want to do? On the one layout I did with the flamingo, I had the 2018 at the bottom. I was like, well, on this one, I want to use them, but I want to do something different. So I decided to use the word fun. And I'm not going to color this in because I think the fun will work great in the white, especially popping off on the dark brown. So I'm taking the ruler, and this is really funny. Okay, so this is what happens when you don't read instructions, okay? I put my letters on and I'm moving them around. This is the fun part about these rulers for the thickers. You can put them on, move them around. You're like, okay, I like it right here. So I decided to put the glue on my letters. And then as I'm laying it down, I'm like, why is this sticking to the ruler? It's not supposed to stick to the ruler. The whole method is that it comes off. How about I didn't take the foam off of it? That little film that they put on to protect it, I didn't take it off. Oh my god, it had me cracking up. If you guys could only hear the actual audio when I'm doing the videos, there's a reason why I don't, because sometimes I'm like, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? So that's why I do voiceovers. But here I am adding that sticker I told you, the rub on, onto the actual photo. And now that I have the film off of that ruler for the thickers, there's no problem with them coming off of it when I'm ready to put it down. But that's one of those moments where you're like, yeah, I probably should have read the instructions fully instead of just assuming they were ready to go. But I still think it turned out pretty good. Now, at first, I was thinking maybe I should do some splatters, but after, looking at the background and how it turned out, I'm satisfied. I'm happy with it. I think it's just enough. Of course, the girl ones they speak to me because I can add flowers and sequins and make things sparkly, but I think this one turned out super cute and would work really well and not so bad, for a boy layout. I think I did pretty good. I'm happy with it. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will have links down below, like I said, to that July kit. You get so much in the papers. You get a stamp set and a little stamp and die. There's so much that comes in it. So here at the end, I'm going to have links to previous Sunday videos, which may be layouts and other things. But I'm just so grateful for you guys for being here, and I hope you have a fantastic Sunday.